He had faith in us, and this is manifest in one aspect of the matzah. Perhaps this is the manifestation of the matzah that we say, Matzah zu shanu ochlim, shenemar vayofu es habotek asher hotziu mimitzrayim. We baked the cakes as we left Egypt, and they couldn't rise because we were in such a hurry. God took us out of Mitzrayim bibihilu, in a rush. Why? Because He took us out because He believed in us. That's the first aspect of matzah. The Emunah, the Emunah that Hashem has in us, creating a meaningful world. But there's a second aspect. Whose Emunah is it? It's our Emunah. Matzah is a symbol of our faith, our Emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Emunascha Balelos, it's either your faith in us, or maybe it's our faith in you in the nighttime when it's dark, when we're on the verge of despair, when we suffer. We ate matzah, according to the beginning of Haggadah. Halach ma'anya de'achala avasana ba'ara de Mitzrayim. We ate the matzah while we were slaves in Egypt. We looked to our future. We had emunah in Hashem while we were still there. How do we see this? Chief Rabbi, Sir Lord Jonathan Sachs Shalita, the Chief Rabbi of Great Britain, he points out that this is the story of Maskil Beginus U'Mesayim B'Shevach. The Haggadah is bracketed. It's coupled with beginning of the negative elements of our story, of the sadness, of the despair, of the sorrow, and it concludes with the Shevach. Why? Because, says Rabbi Sachs, the point is to emphasize that even in the Genus, we were able to see the Shevach. It's incredible. Could you imagine that while the Jews were still in Egypt, Hashem tells us we have to remember why Laman tesaper ba'oznei vincha uben bincha. You should remember, one day you're going to tell your children how you left Egypt. You know, it's easy for him to tell us that after we left. But to think that we're told that while we're still in Egypt, Laman tesaper, don't worry, believe me. And we said, yes, we believe in you. Perhaps that's why we eat nothing after the matzah. What do we say to the Chacham, to the wise son who asked the question? What is this all about? We say to him, Ein maftir achar Pesach afikomen. You don't eat anything after the Pesach, which today is matzah. Why? Says the Talmud, because you want the tam matzah befiv. You want to be able to taste it. You want to have that feeling. What's the feeling? We want to have the feeling of faith, of closeness to Hashem, that's symbolized by the matzah, but both directions. On the one hand, it's the matzah of geula, that Hashem believed in us enough to redeem us, even though we were low. But on the other hand, it's the matzah of shibud. It's the matzah of affliction in which we still believed in Him. We maintained our identity as Jews with the hope of redemption, even though things were bleak. We had Emunah, and that's what we put on the Seder table. And that's why, when we tell the story of the Haggadah, Megale Hamatzos, we open up the matzah, because the matzah is our testimony. It begins with the maskil beginus. The matzah is open when it was bad. We had faith then. And then the matzah is open when we conclude, because Hashem, He had faith in us.